not done with us yet. Yuletide greetings. You fat bastard better bring me what I want.
Didn't you just say that in the last segment?
Okay, the fat white bearded bastard, you better bring me what I want.
Again, same thing. But
Okay.
coming from the elf over there.
Lump of coal.
A lump of coal. Anyway, Russ, Will, Money Guy,
Hey now.
Joey Fingers. Okay, well, we talked about the wrestler of the year and how difficult it was. A lot of wrestlers stepped up. A lot of whatnot. But now we're going to go to the match of the year. And again, this is hard, tough, and it's not just. It's so many organizations step forward as wrestlers step forward. A lot of organizations step forward. Hell, NWA made an appearance. They're back in some kind of a conversation now. But now discussing match of the year, man, that's. I think it's harder.
Yeah, but I knew it right away when I saw it.
Okay.
Well, when I saw it, and we were talking a segment or two ago about our attention spans in this business, or not in the business, but about the business and how we short. I knew right away, 1 calendar year ago when I saw it. I said, this is good. This is going to probably be my favorite match of the year. And the same card had 2 that made me go, holy shit, this is, like the crowd says, this is awesome. All right, so.
Well, go ahead. Kick it off.
Gargano Ciampa 2 at NXT. I want to say it was Brooklyn. It could have been, I can't remember. It was Royal Rumble in Brooklyn last year.
Something like
the
that.
night before Royal Rumble.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah.
Of 2018. Gargano Ciampa 2 was awesome. And just, it made me watch, and NXT's been around for a while. Again, I admitted to being late to the party. I admitted to it. And
I'm still on my way to the party.
It was so good. It's everything that I wanted. I knew nothing about the feud. I knew nothing about the storyline. You know how I'm always like, we need a story. They told me everything I needed to know in that match. I knew by the end of it, I knew who the bad guy was, who the good guy was. By the time they blurred the line, the injury with the knee, and when he took the knee brace off and he beat him with the knee brace, that was awesome. And just by the end of it, I was sold. I'm completely sold on NXT. Probably my favorite stuff going. And just sidebar, that's my match of the year. Sidebar, probably my second favorite match of the year was right before that one, which was Aleister Black versus Andrade Cien Almas.
Love Aleister Black.
Which incorporated his manager Zelina Vega, and how they told the story with that, and she got involved, and it was just very well done. Like I said, there's probably other matches, from other things, but those two, when I saw it, Ciampa Gargano 2, that was it. I was like, I'm sold. That was the best match I saw this year.
Sorry. Money Guy, Mr. Fingers.
Hi.
Hi.
All right, I'm a small disadvantage because I don't watch a lot of the other
Places.
Yeah, we'll say that nicely. However, my match involves the person I did not pick as my wrestler of the year, but you picked him. And we mentioned the match in Tokyo, Jericho and Omega, phenomenal match. It told a story.
Yeah.
The lead up to it, where Jericho jumped him in the ring. You had the Bucks there. I mean, it was just a solid match. Physically, I mean, those guys know what they're doing in the ring. They put on a hell of a show. Tables, ladders, chairs, they did it all. Not ladders, but they did it all. And it was a great, great match, hands down. I don't get to watch a lot of the other guys, but it was one of my favorite matches of the year, obviously.
I can totally get behind that. Yes, absolutely. It was very good.
It made me believe more in Omega, because I wasn't a huge fan up until I saw that match. I was like, why are you guys all like, oh, Omega, Omega? Honestly, I think Jericho proved to me what Omega could do. Yep. They put each other to the limits.
Yeah, I mean, that's an awesome pick. Now, my My choice was between two, and I hate to say 1A, 1B. I mean, you kind of did that.
Yeah,
in a way.
I did. And go ahead.
And
you know,
it's I'm known as the Indie Mark and whatnot, kind of, sort of.
His favorite match was from the Polish Cadet Center.
Yeah.
in Falconer, New York.
I actually haven't been there yet. So
He actually hasn't been there yet, but he knows about it.
If I do have a run up, it was the house show we went to for Ring of Honor with the Bucks. That was a great match.
that was a
That was a great match.
that was good. But again, I mean, I don't go so much by the match itself, but you include if you want to include the story, okay, that's fine. But
when a match tells the story.
when a match tells a story, I mean, that,
And again, Omega
that's
and
fine.
Jericho did that as well.
Yep, but I debated between two, and I
Masturbated.
really can't. And again, I'm going by importance and what it meant for the business. One was Jericho and Omega.
You're going with Cody, aren't you?
Hold on.
You're going with Cody.
But again,
That's what I said.
Yep.
I just think that the importance of the business, and because if that match flops,
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah,
it does more hurt to the business than it does help.
yeah.
Now, thank God, it worked out. Everybody, both guys performed well, and really, Kenny Omega is just an amazing in-ring performer, and it was interesting to see him go with Jericho, Alpha versus Omega. They sold a ton of shirts and whatever. Which
But they
the bottom
complemented
line-
each other perfectly too.
Yeah,
They got each other over.
Yep. But I think the business as a whole has benefited from that, still benefiting to that to this day. And I think the other match that I was kind of like, maybe yes, maybe no, I don't know. It was Cody and Aldis.
Oh, what? I'm shocked.
I think I said that to him yesterday.
here's
I
the-
go,
but-
I knew that. He didn't admit it either yesterday. When I go, it's
He had a
Cody,
little
isn't
smirk
it?
on his face. I'm like,
here's
yep.
Cody, isn't it?
But again,
The history there, the nostalgia,
the history,
everything. Yeah.
Not only that, but not only that.
was a good match.
Before that match, did we even talk about NWA?
Are you wearing a Smashing Pumpkin shirt?
No. Hangman Page.
Okay, I was waiting for the Billy Corgan reference here. NWA.
No, but if very nice. But did we hear about NWA?
No.
No.
Oh, no, you know what? It's not true. You listen to a whole the Talk is Jericho podcast, and Billy Corgan's. I listened to it for 2 hours, so I listened to a lot of NWA.
Today
But I'm
is
just
the
saying.
greatest.
But I'm just saying before that match in the mainstream.
No, you're absolutely right.
Okay. After the match, what happened? NWA entered the conversation. I'm not saying that they're pushed to the front or anything
No,
like that.
no.
But let's be honest. The organization as a whole for like decades has been like,
Would you say that they're a rat in a cage? Billy Corgan reference.
This time a year ago, we were not talking about NWA
No,
at
not
all.
at all.
No.
You know.
At all. I didn't even know they still existed.
The last time I thought of NWA, I actually had the little action figures. Like, that was the last time, and I was like, what, 10?
Yeah.
I was listening to the Rap Group.
You know. So it's
Well,
like
yeah, obviously.
so
Different.
Yeah.
So pretty much, you take by importance, of the business and whatnot. Cody getting involved with Billy Corgan, with Nick Aldis, who's a very underrated wrestler, by the way, and putting that all together with All In, and then the NWA 70th anniversary show and whatnot, which was a great show. I just think that it brought an organization off. I don't know if it's off of life support, but it's you. But now you know about them.
Yeah, you brought it back to not the forefront, but you made them relevant again.
Right. I mean, somewhat relevant. I don't even think
Somewhat
they're
relevant.
Somewhat.
relevant, yeah.
I don't even think they're relevant yet, but we know they're there.
Yeah.
you know, and now it looks like that they're starting to work with Ring of Honor a little bit, because at the Final Battle, well, we'll get into Final Battle a little bit in a different sense, but Nick Aldis showed up at Final Battle last night with the NWA belt. So now it's like, okay, now we may see some intermingling with Ring of Honor and NWA and New Japan and stuff like that, which seems to be kind of cool. But you know, but they're there.
It's too much.
So Russ Cornett wants the territories back.
Well, you know what? I mean, the territories, and we had this conversation Yesterday.
It wasn't heated or anything.
No, not at all. The independents are the territories.
Yeah. Oh, basically.
Basically, I mean, it's, you know, but
NWA is almost based out of. Are they based out of Chicago now?
Something like that.
Because that's where Billy Corgan's from.
So. Yeah.
You know, they're based out of Illinois. You know,
Yeah.
I think the if all elite wrestling is probably going to be based down south somewhere. I'm imagining, because I think the Bucks are from Florida.
We'll get into that. Yeah.
You know, I mean, so.
I think our buddy Al needs to step up his organization.
But you know,
Who's
but
that?
Al Snow.
Oh, OVW.
Yeah.
you know, but you know what? I mean, it's amazing how two instances can take an organization, not make them relevant, but it's like, okay, the influence, you know, that match had. Two matches actually that they had. I think the first one was better than the second one, but it's like the first one put them. It's like, holy shit! What's that belt? The NWA Heavyweight Title belt. You put it on one of the biggest, and I'll say independent stars, but you know, Ring of Honor's not really indie anymore. But you know, you put it on one of the bigger stars that's not in WWE. All of a sudden, it starts getting notoriety. You put him in a second match. Second match was pretty good. You know, okay. Mm-hmm. So you give it back to Nick Aldis. That's cool. You know, whatever. But it achieved its purpose.
Yeah.
You know, Billy Corgan made a shrewd business move in doing that.
Yeah.
You know, and
Plus the history behind that belt and Cody's family alone.
oh, you know what? And I think that's like it. And I think Jazz, when he was on the show a few months ago, said meaningful storytelling.
Huh.
You know, the history behind the belt. And again, I've been looking. I don't think I haven't been able to find like a father-son that's held the same belt in wrestling history. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. I haven't been able to find it as of yet. But I just think the meaningful storytelling, the deep-rooted storytelling behind that whole thing furthers everything. It furthers it. I mean, Jericho, Omega, that was great. That was a great match, great story. Alpha versus Omega. You know, you want to be the top dog, you got to go through me.
Yeah.
Kind
And
of
the
thing.
build up to it was phenomenal.
And the
too.
build up, and
the way it
build-
all started was great.
Yep. And you know, and then you go to, you know, to Cody versus Nick Aldis. You know, my dad held that belt. That belt's coming with me. You may have resurrected an organization, but you're not better than I am.
Yeah.
You know, so again, so many other great matches were out there.
Oh yeah, when Jericho
boy.
was
Skeptical Will again. Go
there
ahead.
was the matches. What was it?
How was the match though?
I like the match.
Jericho Omega was good. It was good.
Yep.
It was a good match. Everything was there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but the Nick Aldis Cody match. How was the match?
I liked it.
You enjoyed it.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, but again, I mean,
Because the topic of conversation is
Right.
match of the year.
Right.
Now, I agree with everything you said, so I'm not I'm not banging the drum, but I'm always the one who says what, but because I think was it match of the year.
well, again, for
It backs
me,
up the storylines. Yes, I felt with my pick was it was wrestling wise,
Right.
just as a match was amazing.
right. I just, for me, I took everything and put it in.
Encompassed the whole thing.
I encompassed the whole thing. The match by itself, probably not. However, the meaning behind it
No, I understand that.
kind of puts it over.
I like Jericho as Rhombus Bob. When Jericho was Rhombus Bob, Octagon Jim,
Octagon Jim.
Circle Jerk, whatever his name was.
you know, but,
Nobody saw that coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No. Yeah.
Well, I mean, I think as a whole, I think NXT and the Indies put out a lot better matches this year than most of the stuff that the main roster put out.
The graveyard. And I think we kind of were talking about it when we were
Don't you point at me.
when we were at Ring of Honor.
That's it. You're going through the table today, Russ. Merry Christmas, motherfucker.
But I think you and I were talking about this at the Ring of Honor show, when we were watching the Bucks match and I think Hangman Page match, how they seemed like that they were allowed to go all out. That they weren't
took
being
restrictions
watered
off them. They kind of let them do what they do. Mm-hmm. And that we were talking about how WWE kind of scripts everything out to a T, and these guys are getting hurt more. Yet these guys in the Indies or Ring of Honor, they're allowed to do a little bit more of what they do, and they don't seem to be getting hurt as much.
Yeah, well, what's weird is that when Cody when he was at the Ring of Honor show in Buffalo.
Oh, and his wife showed her boobs.
But he
I enjoyed that.
But before the match started,
I like boobies.
he was tossing out the T-shirt, and he screwed his knee up.
Really?
Yeah, that's what he did. That's what he did. He was running back and forth. One of the times he stopped, his knee kind of.
Still put on a show though.
Yeah, but he's still. But again, but he's still put on a good show. But it's like like you said, they let these guys go.
They let them develop their own characters and their own personalities, and a lot more than WWE does. WWE, like I said, unless you're John Cena or at this point Roman Reigns, they kind of give them free reign over their own character to a point. But somebody like, say Tyler Breeze, you got to do what they tell you.
Yeah, Tyler Breeze, Fandango, and
Bray Wyatt.
Revival, and all those guys. But
Willis.
No, I'm just kind of listening.
we just had we almost had the skeptical Will look again.
No, I'm just listening.
Okay.
Just listening because you both are wrong. No, I'm just kidding.